Right, so yeah, I ended that last video rather abruptly. That actually happens a lot. Sorry, I'm just making some tea. Making some chamomile tea. Maybe that'll chill me out a bit. Yeah, no, like, often I will. Sorry, let me concentrate on pouring so I don't get boiling water everywhere. I do often, you know, start a video and then, you know, maybe there'll be something I don't like about it, or, sometimes I just pause and I'm like, hang on, where was my brain going? And if it's early enough in a video, I will stop filming. And then just like restart. But sometimes restarting makes me confused because I can't remember what I already said, because I already said it like just sitting there, but I didn't already say it in that particular like take. Once I get going with a video though, you know, even if I pause, then I'll just keep going anyway, because it's too much to go back and rehash the whole video. Although there have been occasions where, you know, I did talk for a fair bit, but got into a topic that was either too far in a tangent, or I mentioned things that I didn't actually want to mention, and then I'll just scrap the whole thing. But yeah, no, today what's going on with my brain, I don't know, it's just, I did have like a moment of confusion there. I think I'm doing a little bit better having gotten up and, you know, checked on Mikey, making my tea, and maybe just like not filming tied to my computer. That's why I'm trying to film on the phone, so maybe I'll have a bit more luck. We've already made it past the minute mark at least. But yeah, maybe it's also because of like anxiety or something, or stress or tiredness. Uh-oh, I can hear Mikey coming out. So I don't know how successful this video is gonna be if I'm like making my tea and chasing him here. Hey Mikey! Be in my video. You wanna be in my video? What's going on, buddy? You wanna be in my video? Mum and Dad aren't here. It's just me and Hope and you. What do you think? You wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? Hi! Yeah, he's stuck home alone with grumpy sister. And I'm not letting him do anything fun, and I'm not giving in to all your complaints and everything that Mum and Dad let you get away with, huh? Mikey, you gotta say hi. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hey. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mikey. He's my brother, disabled. He's younger than me. We had some people come around and they thought I was the youngest. Everyone thinks I'm the youngest. And then it's like, you know, Mum and Dad asking how old they thought I was. And they were going to say like 20. Oh my God. Hey? I'm so old that if I had started early, I could legit have a kid who is 20 by now. Like if I had started early enough. What do you think, Mike? Is that a bit weird? What are you doing? I've been making some tea. Is it alright if I finish making my tea and trying to make a vlog? I think, can I just put that down there? Okay. I think today was a bit stressful because Dad came to therapy again. And like it wasn't, do you want to come? You can come and stand in the camera. Come here. Come here. You gotta come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Put your head in the frame. Who was that? That was you. Look. That's you! Do you want me, shall I turn on the... Yeah, it would be better if I turn on that light, huh? Okay, so now I need to get through so I can make my tea, if that's alright, buddy. Yeah. So Dad came to therapy. I was better prepared this time, and so was my psychologist, and we made sure to set aside like 10 minutes at the end to have a debrief. And like at the start, I was feeling like, oh, maybe I won't need it, because like things have been okay at home. You know, my parents sort of backed off a bit, but I think because I've been sick, sorry, here's my chamomile, because I've been sick, I kind of feel like I always get concessions for physical illness, and so I'm waiting to see if, you know, concessions made for mental illness end up sticking. But for the last week or so, I've been doing okay with stuff around the house. Look, I got my tea. It's hot. It's hot. Do you want some? No, of course not. Bit too hot. Mikey, we could go and sit somewhere and we can keep making this video. Or do you want to just stand here and we'll chat? Come on, come closer, come closer. No one can see you, come closer. No, he's sort of staring at me awkwardly like, hey, Mike. Hey. Yeah? Are you feeling shy now? Not sure why I'm talking to myself, probably. But yeah, no, so I went into the therapy session sort of not really knowing what to talk about because there was nothing like immediately stressing me, and it's a bit hard to remember stuff from earlier. Look, you almost come closer. Hello. Not that. So step back a bit. Come this way. Yeah, and then step back a bit. There you go. That's better. Huh? Don't kneel over. Come on. Sort of. Therapy. Yeah, but so like once we got going though, you know, because I've talked to my psychologist last week and we sort of debriefed from the last fortnight, and we debriefed from the previous one, and we sort of agreed that, you know, we try and talk about improving communication. Thing is, like, you know, so at least she knew that, even if I was a bit disconnected from what we were meant to be doing. So she was trying to get the whole communication thing going, and sort of like explaining strategies and whatever. You're running away again. The thing is, I don't think Dad gets it. Because like, you know, what are we talking about? It's sort of like, about like, you know, starting a conversation, checking in whether now is a good time to have a chat about a certain topic. And also, yeah, like checking in. So, and like we just sort of went on this loop of like, you know, can we agree to like ask is now a good time to address this issue? And she, you know, the psychologist would talk for a bit, and I could kind of see that Dad was zoning out, except like, you know, he's got sort of neck and shoulder pain at the moment. So I thought maybe he was just sort of sitting in a bit of pain, but I think he was actually zoning out based on conversations later, because, you know, my psychologist would talk about all this stuff and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And then my psychologist would ask Dad, like, what are your thoughts kind of thing, trying to, you know, gauge where he's at. And he kind of just, instead of talking about himself, he was talking about Mum and like Mum's problems with communication. And it's like, okay, yes, we recognize that she has her own quirks, but that's not the point of the session right now. And it was frustrating. Sorry, it is a little bit distracting having you hover. Come closer if you want to be in that. There you go. That's better. That's better. Not too close. Hang on. Has this cooled down a little bit? Oh, it's still hot. Gotta be careful, Mike. Gotta be careful. Gonna get my fingers all hot. Yeah, no? You sort of just... Are you just watching me? Are you just watching me on the camera? Come on. Come this way. Come this way. Come this way. There you go. There you go. There you go. Are you feeling shy? Come closer. Yeah, and this is happening a lot, and I think it's only towards the end that he sort of understood anything, because, like, I also, yeah, that's good! Good job! Who's that? Who's that? Come this way, come this way, come this way. There we go, who's that? That's Mikey! I got a bit distracted before. Mikey. He's my disabled brother, younger than me. You're the youngest, you're the baby. I'm the oldest, but people think I'm the youngest. Like, I mean, I know I'm not balding, but I'm old. I'm the oldest, aren't I? Yeah, I'm scary big sister. No, Mikey, disabled brother, epilepsy, cerebral palsy, general intellectual impairment. Mum sometimes says autism. He has not got autism. There's just certain things in common, right? Mum does a lot of bullshit, right? Yeah. Bullshit. Can you say bullshit? Bullshit. Yeah, I'm teaching him everything good. Yeah, what else can you say? What else can you say? Huh? Who's that? That's you, Mikey. Mikey. Where was I? Sorry. Yeah, no, therapy. So I mentioned, like, you know, one of the barriers to communication is I don't know what response I'm going to get and if they're going to misinterpret something. Because when I think about stuff, there's a lot of background, you know, like I think about a lot of different layers of stuff. And sometimes I think maybe what comes out of my mouth makes sense to me because I've got the background information, but the other person doesn't necessarily, so they don't know where I'm coming from. I wonder if that's a bit of a problem, and I express that. But also, like, you know, I mean, my parents know that I'm complicated and I think a lot, but it doesn't occur to them that maybe there's more to whatever's going on than what actually managed to come out of my mouth, because if I feel like I can't say so much, then it's only going to be a small snippet. Like, I can talk on YouTube, but in real life, especially if I'm trying to bring up something difficult, I might not say so much, and, you know, I try to point out, like, there's a lot. Anyway, so I don't know how the things that I'm going to say will be received. And so that makes me reluctant to have some of those difficult conversations. Like, it's sort of weighing up, is it worth the stress? Like, what's worse? Like, the interpersonal stress or the keeping it to myself and letting it stew stress? Sort of weighing that up. For some things, it's just easier to talk on YouTube than to, like, you know, actually address it. I can't believe he's being so patient. Come on, you didn't talk more. You didn't say something else. What do you want to say? Hi! Again? No? You feel awkward. Can you say awkward? Do you feel awkward, Mike?
Bye!
Oh, you gotta go. Bye! I'm staying here. Come this way. There you go. Hey! Step back a bit. This way. Step! There you go. There you go. Are you listening to all my gossip? Can you say gossip?
No.
Gossip! I don't know how much he understands. I think he understands more than he lets on. Don't you? Because every now and then you'll do something. If I mention something in particular, am I embarrassing you now? Is that why you want to know? Or are you just getting bored with this? Anyway, no. So with the deflecting, so trying to get Dad to communicate.
Bye!
This one I think is tired. You don't have to stay here. You can go back to your computer and watch your trains.
Bye!
What, shall we go to your room? Hang on. Which hand do I hold things? It's a little bit awkward because I don't want to put my hand in front of the camera like an idiot. Alright, hang on. Let me turn this one. Boom. Okay, you coming, Mike? Let's go to your room. We're going to... Yeah, your room. Hey? Where are ya? Hey! Come on. Whoops. Watch your step. Hey? Yeah, that's you, Mike. And what, is Hopi following us now? Where's Hopi? Is he down there? Somewhere? No? What? I'm not very good at aiming. There we go. Hey. Alright. Oh no, did you turn off your computer? That was a bit silly. You'd have turned it on, Mike. Turn it on. Dear, oh dear. This is one of the sort of like classic me being chaotic sorts of videos, but in a different sort of a way because I got him. Okay, hang on, there's no good spot for me to put my phone right now, so, Mikey, you have to shut down the computer properly, otherwise it shows that screen. What can I lean that on? We'll get Santa. And hey, we'll see if Santa can hold the phone. What do you think? Is Santa good at holding the phone? He looks a bit dodgy, doesn't he? Hey, Hopi. Hey, look, that's you. That's Trouble. Hopi, coming up. Where are you? Come here. Yeah, that's you. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. I'll take Santa away. He didn't like Santa being there. Alright. No, why isn't YouTube opening? Why isn't Google opening? Oh, because you didn't close things properly. Let me set you up, and then I'm going to go in another room just so I don't get copyright for whatever you end up watching. What do you want to watch? Sydney Trains vlogs or something? Hey guys, it's Phil here from STV Sydney Trains vlogs. Oh dear. There's a few of them actually, but Sydney Trains vlogs, they do all right. They just have this ridiculously long intro. What do you want to watch, that one? Or do you want to watch a ferry? What do you want to watch? You want to watch a ferry? Okay. Public transport. I might have to type. Goodness me. Should I pause my filming while I try and find you a ferry? Sydney ferry vlog. Let's see if we can find something. Oh, look. This one. Manly Wharf. Do you like Manly Wharf? Oh no, there's gonna be ads!
This year we've lost
Okay, I'll fix the ad for ya. There you go, there's a ferry. Alright, I'm gonna leave you alone. Leave you alone. You say bye. Say bye. Say bye. No? Okay. Alright, let's get out of here. Wait a minute. Hang on, I'm carrying too much stuff to close this door properly. Alright. Let me come back in here. Oh, look, we've got a proper light. Oh my god. Look, see, now this video is just like chaos. It doesn't matter if everything's chaos. And so I can just keep filming, unlike with, let me close OBS over here. Hey Hopi! Yeah, this video is just... oh, shit. So therapy today, yeah, trying to work on communication, trying to establish, like, is now a good time for a chat. Because one of the things that sort of led to Dad coming to therapy in the first place, let me keep an eye on the time, because I'm not sure what time they're getting back. One of the... Oh, Hope freaked me out. He's trying to dig a nest out of my bed. One of the things that led to Dad coming to therapy in the first place is he was trying to talk to me about stuff, and I was saying, like, now's not a good time to talk to me about that, and he tried to talk to me anyway, and then got really aggro at me, and, you know, so, like, I pointed out, I've actually been doing this strategy that the psychologist is talking about. It's just Dad hasn't been playing ball. I think that's when Dad, like, finally picked up that there was something worthwhile going on, but he didn't really understand the rest of it, and, yeah, kept deflecting to, like, Mum's stuff, and, you know, like, I know Mum's got her own issues, but that's not what we're here to address. Yeah, so, like, you know, in the last 10 minutes, when he left the room, and I was supposed to meet him back at the car afterwards, and actually, because we parked in, like, this multi-story car park, by the time I came out, I think he must have looked at a few of the restaurants nearby, but by the time I came out and was coming back to the car, he was on the wrong level, and I had to yell out, like, actually, the car's down here. So it's probably a good thing that I was there I'm sure he would have found the car in the end, but, oh, dear. Anyway, no, once he left the room, talking to the psychologist, sort of debriefing, and I was like, you know, he's deflecting and he keeps talking about Mum instead of, like, you know, I don't know if that's because he feels uncomfortable or if it's just that he genuinely doesn't get it. And the psychologist was like, yeah, definitely noticed that. And so, I don't know, like, we'll try again in another session. Not for a while, though. Just that they're going away whenever the next, you know, 4 weeks one would be. But yeah, like, it's frustrating, and it makes me, like, think, I don't know how much this sort of, like, group therapy is going to help. I mean, maybe Mum needs to come, because then, instead of talking about her without her there, you know, it would be a different dynamic, but I don't know how to even convince Mum to come along. Especially if he keeps telling her that she wouldn't get anything out of it. Yeah. I don't know, because, like, it's so clear that he doesn't understand what therapy is. And, okay, so when we were driving home, you know, he asked me, oh, so was any of that helpful? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Because the whole thing about communication, it's not just about like going to therapy and talking, it's about actually doing the actions in real life. I don't know that he's figured that out, because like I won't know if therapy was helpful until my life changes or things actually happen. And then, you know, he kept talking about mum stuff again, and I'm like, you know, I know there are ways to make her feel better and, you know, not get grumpy at me or whatever, but that wasn't the point of the session. And, you know, her issues are her issues. You know, like, yeah, I could do all this stuff to make her feel happier, but what about you guys doing stuff to make me feel happier? I didn't think to say that at the time, because I was just like, oh my god, he's still stuck in this brain space, and I couldn't really think. But having reflected on it, I'm like, there's still all this pressure on me, like me to smooth out things with other people, and he didn't really get the whole, like, if he wants to talk about something with me, ask me. And also, not just that, but me wanting to talk to him about something, I ask him, is now a good time? I don't think he got that that's what the psychologist was aiming for, and so I feel like I can't do it still because he just doesn't get it. I can't be like, hey Dan, is now a good time to talk about something, if he doesn't understand what's going on there. I'm sorry this video is all over the place. It's hard to keep my brain focused. Editing me here, since the video is chaos anyway, I might as well just splice this in. I think it kind of relates though, because we're talking about, you know, is now a good time to have a chat. Another thing that came up that I forgot to mention while making that vlog is, you know, talking about emotional presentation. So, mum tends to keep everything to herself, and it's only when things really get to a certain point that she, you know, shows what she's feeling, and then we're all like, oh shit. With dad, he tends to show things more like he's, I don't know, it's sort of like the Japanese Aussie kind of dichotomy, where mum being Japanese holds everything in, whereas dad being Aussie just shows whatever. So he was saying, like, you know, oh, it's probably really obvious, you know, whether it's a good time with me or whatever, and I'm like, it's kind of a different issue. I didn't say that, but I was kind of thinking it's not exactly the same thing. But then what he said is, you know, when I'm feeling down, it's very easy for him to see that I'm not doing well, and so that's when he would try and judge, is this a good time to talk? Like, the psychologist is trying to say, no, we've got to ask that question, like actually verbalize it, but he's sort of just taking it as this, oh, see if I look well or not. The thing is, like, you know, when he said that it's obvious when I'm unhappy, I had to point out, actually, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's when I'm doing really, really badly, like so badly that I can't hide it anymore. The rest of the time, like, you know, there are days where I'm able to act fine, but that doesn't mean I am fine. I might have other shit going on. It's just that I'm able to, you know, not show it like that. Because, like, I'm aware of the situation. I know, like, another thing I mentioned is, apparently Japanese people pick up on body language and subtleties in language and all that a lot more than Westerners, I guess. So, you know, I know that if I show negative emotion, mum's going to pick up on it and be like, ooh, and, you know, have some kind of a reaction to that. Like, I'm aware of that stuff, and that's probably why I keep so much in. It's just like, as my mental health has gotten worse, I've sort of reached this threshold where I can't hide it anymore when it gets above that. So I pointed that out, and dad was like, oh, you know, he expressed surprise. He's like, oh, you must be really good at hiding it then. And I'm like, exactly. That's the whole thing about my disorder. I was just, that was a facepalm moment. I thought I'd add that in there. Schizoid personality disorder, you don't tend to show things in those interpersonal contexts. And I know I can seem like I'm pretty open on camera, but actually, in my real life interpersonal shit, I keep a lot to myself, especially at home where I don't always feel safe to express stuff. Because childhood trauma, whatever. Anyway, I will splice you back to the rest of that chaos video. Yeah, it's just frustrating, especially like once we're in the car together, like, you know, in the session and talking to the psychologist, I, you know, was trying to feel a bit, like, trying not to go in the spiral, and I've managed not to go in the spiral of the first session. But when he was talking about stuff in the car, I just really got a sense that he has no clue what therapy is about and like what he needs to do. And he talks all this stuff in the session like, oh, we wanted to be happy, and I'm like, yeah. And then in the car also is when I definitely got the sense that he had been zoning out a bit because he just didn't understand what the psychologist was getting at. And so I think one of the things about those of us who are online and we look up, most of the people watching this video probably found me through the whole, I'm schizoid video. So those of us who spend time reading about psychology online and trying to learn stuff, we have a lot of that background information. It's a bit like I was saying earlier, about how when I raise a topic, there's usually a lot of background behind it. And it's hard for me to, work out what does the other person know that I need to fill them in on for them to be able to understand what I'm saying. It's a bit like when you try and explain, any topic that someone doesn't know much about. But yeah, with the psychology stuff, those of us on the internet looking up this stuff, we know a lot of things and are learning, and now I understand trauma and I understand a lot of the trauma language. When you're talking about trauma, I finally gotten some understanding of that and so on. And then I think about where Dad's at. He has no clue about so much of this psychology stuff, and it just feels kind of overwhelming to think, there's so much work to be done to just get him even to a basic level. So that makes me feel a bit I don't know how much of this group psychology stuff is actually worth it. Because they're all, my parents are already fairly old, and when you're older it can be harder for people to sort of get their heads around newer stuff, and I think there's probably still the defensiveness because, the other day I was talking about, I could have gotten extra points on my HSC, my final school leaving exams. I could have gotten extra, sympathy points from the Board of Studies, which probably would have made my UAI 100 because I was close enough. I think back then you were able to get 5 extra points if you had some kind of hardship. I just didn't think that my situation was hardship back then, but I mentioned something about that. I can't remember how it came up. And, I was just sort of haha, wouldn't it have been funny if I had applied for that and gotten 100? And Mum was sort of, instead of understanding the joking around, she was oh, we didn't know though. And she sort of did express a bit of feeling stressed out. Why am I talking about this? How did I get onto this? I gotta drink some tea. Much better temperature now. Yeah, parents. Sorry, I have no idea how I got onto that tangent. I don't know. I think I was talking about them being so far behind in understanding, everything to do with psychology. Maybe I just end the video abruptly because I have no idea. I don't know how I got up to that. That's the other thing, is sometimes I'll be making a video and just completely lose my train of thought. You guys are used to this, but sometimes it's just so bad that I'll just abandon videos and chuck it in the trash, especially if it's at the start. God. It's a wonder that I keep anything together sometimes, because my brain just wanders. I can hear Mikey yelling again. Maybe I should check on him. But yeah, basically, I'm just not sure how much progress I'm going to make with my parents on this therapy stuff. Yeah, was I talking about some of the defensiveness? That's probably why I brought up Mum. Mum does, I think every now and then she does express sort of a guilt about my situation, because I am the way I am because of the environment that I grew up with, and the sorts of support I didn't get. And I don't know, it's so hard to, Dad talks about in the session, wanting me to be happy and, wanting to know what to do to help.
But there's just basic stuff like just be supportive, and not keep pushing me to do things that I find really difficult at the moment. And, you know, some of the things he said are still devaluing my contributions to the family. Like there's some things I can't do or don't do well enough. For example, with cooking, Mum's really good at cooking. She seems to like cooking, and she especially likes eating. And if I cook something, it tends to be basic because I have very basic taste for food, and it's boring for her. So she would rather be in charge of cooking. That's not my fault. She's the one who cares that much about it. So I'm not going to cook, for example. Then there are other things like, you know, picking up dog poo. That should be my job now because Marley's not with us anymore. Marley wasn't my dog. It's technically Dave's dog. But Hope is my dog. I should pick up the dog poo. But there's a couple things that I find difficult is like, okay, the short-sightedness, and there's like lots of little brown leaves out there, and so I'll go to pick up something and realize it's actually a leaf. And then the other thing is because I have low blood pressure, and my low blood pressure's been worse lately. So then I bend down and I stand up and I start feeling faint. And if you imagine picking up lots of dog poos, I feel faint a lot. As he come back to join us, I'm gonna end up a long video. And look, little Hopi. Hey Hopi, you're so cute. You can come, Mike. You can come in. I'm still making a video. Yeah, come and stand in the video. Come. Yeah. Hi. That's you. Touching his bald head. Come. That's all right. You can come in my room. I know it's a bit messy. I've been rearranging. Yeah. Come closer. You want to see? Where was I? Parents, devaluing my contributions. Okay, so picking up dog poo is physically difficult and I feel faint and I can't see. Like I can, but yeah. Is he just gonna hide there the whole time? Come in, don't be shy. Come. Come and have a look. That's you. There you are. But you know, there are things that I can do. For example, entertaining him. And Mum was asking me the other day even, like, how do you get him to laugh and all this stuff? And then, you know, I help them with their tech problems and there's stuff like that. Things that I can do. That stuff's apparently not good enough. Like Dad's act. The way he was talking was like I don't contribute at all. The other thing is, I made most of my contributions when I was a child. That's what the glass child trauma is about like, you know, letting them focus on this one and ignoring my own needs. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mikey. Come here, you troublemaker. Are you trouble, Mikey? Come here. Are you scared of me? Is it the hat? Come on, come closer. Come closer. Say hi. Hi. Mikey's turn. Hi, Mikey. How are you doing? Did you get bored of the ferry? Oh my goodness. You're getting too... Hang on. You're getting too tall. There you go. Hey! I was trying to wrap up, but I lost my train of thought. Contributions. I used up a lot of my energy as a child, ignoring my own feelings and whatever, my own needs, so they could focus on him. His condition's now stable. Yeah, that's Hope. You can pat him. You can give him a kiss. You be gentle, though. And now his condition's stable. He's got NDIS support. Some of the care is a bit difficult to get reliable ones, but he has all the funding and all that kind of stuff. I kind of used up all my energy when I was younger. And now as an adult, I am screwed. My brain, I can't handle life. It's like I don't have a whole lot left to give because I already gave it. Yeah, and then even today, they've gone out to dinner. I'm looking after him for them. I still do that, you know. And there's a lot, like, you know, not being able to have a normal childhood.
Baby!
Kiss! Did you give him a kiss? Isn't he good? Oh, Hopi. Yeah, did he give you a kiss? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I better wrap it up because I think he wants something from me. Do you want me to turn on the TV for you or something? You want to watch the TV? Okay, well, let's say bye. Can you say bye? Bye. Mikey's turn.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Join my cult. My cult on Patreon. I've been making posts, sort of like Facebook style.
Bye.
Yeah. Can you say, Mike? Join my cult? Can you say cult?
Go.
Cult! Join my cult, everyone! Bye-bye! I'll see you whenever I... Are you giggling? I'll see you whenever. Bye-bye! Ah!